What's up, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I want y'all to hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit them notifications so that you're able to get all of my content as well as all of my videos. I was doing a live earlier. I do apologize about that. I had some stuff that I had to take care of. I do apologize about that, y'all. But I'm going to continue talking about what I said. Now, let me sum up first and foremost what I was talking about that. And I appreciate everybody that has showed up. So I took the pleasure of just going ahead and making a video for you real quick, okay? Now, all this stuff about, AI being inefficient and everything, which, it is true. He was a high volume shooter. Like I said, AI had averaged like on his MVP year, he was averaging about 26 shots, but he did average 31 points. And Brian Windhorst has said that he would not be efficient in today's NBA. He says that he would play a lot of minutes and he chucked up a lot of shots. He also says that AI had averaged 22.9 field goal attempts on 42.1%. And he says that Joel Embiid, he compared him to him, of all people, where Joel Embiid has shot 53.3% in comparison to AI's 46.1%. And I think he was off. If he's talking about overall, actually AI had shot a little bit less than that. It was about like 45% overall for his career. And I also wanted to bring to combat that and to his argument, okay, and to what he's saying, we have to mention this, right? There are other NBA players over time that have shot inefficient, some a little more and some a little less or whatnot, but nevertheless, they were Hall of Famers, but they rarely get talked about. It seems like AI is the poster boy for being inefficient or whatnot, okay? But some of the guys that I mentioned was, of course, Bob Cousy. He shot 40%. Elvin Hayes, he shot 45% overall for his career. Pete Maravich, who was known to dazzle the crowd and good ball handling. Some people said that he was a great shooter, stuff like that. He shot 42.9%. T-Mac, who once complained about the hand-checking rule and how hard it was and stuff like that, he has shot 42.6% and shot 33.8% from three-pointers, okay? And I don't really... I don't get on T-Mac as much in terms of the three-point that much, because guys weren't shooting it they were just starting to shoot it at a more consistent rate, but they were still slashing, going to the basket and stuff. And on top of that, it was still a tougher physical league in comparison to today's game. Then we also had Elgin Baylor, who was shooting at 43.9%, okay, and also had Bob Pettit, who was at 45%. Antoine Walker, who isn't a Hall of Famer, okay, doesn't take away from him, because he ultimately did end up winning a championship with Miami or whatever, but not as the main player. But when he, at his peak, okay, Antoine Walker was known to be inefficient, and overall for his career, he shot 41.4%, not to mention 63% from free throws and 33% from three-pointers. And then, of course, my favorite player now besides Giannis is Russ, who's at 45% overall, and also at 30.4 4% from three-pointers, okay? Now, look, I had to sum all that up and I had to put all that in there because if we're going to sit here and we're going to bring up AI, you got to bring up some of these other guys too. In today's era, we know that I mentioned Jason Tatum, okay? He's known to be an inefficient shot jacker. Well, up until this year, he's playing a lot better this year and everything. That's why, you know, he's probably the front runner right now in the MVP race. Dame Lillard, guys like Dame Lillard, okay, he's very inefficient, you know. So we can't sit here and we can't just say that AI would not thrive in today's game because he would still find a way to be able to score, especially when the lanes are all open. How they are in comparison to back then, and then also, you know, the spacing in the league is much better than what it was because everything was, you know, clogged back then. I also had to realize that AI was you know, his breakaway game was very Listen, a lot of people don't understand how quick and, you know, how fast AI was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to be, you know, 5'11", 6 foot, and be able to fly up and down the court with a whole bunch of players that are 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", 7 foot, blah 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 blah. You know, he still was able to have a lot in his bag. Not to mention, you know, he was able to find unique ways of scoring. And another thing that gets slept on is him being able to. He was such a great finisher at the club. He could finish a multitude of ways. He could hit you with the up and under in terms of the reverse. He can get in the lane and be able to do the change of direction. Sometimes if he feels compelled to, he'll go ahead and he'll dunk on you. He could catch the alley-oop, whatever it was, he would still be able to find ways to score. And then he would, you know, he occasionally, well, I'm not going to say occasionally, you know, more often than none, he would hit that mid-range, you know. And like I said, you have to take into account what area you're playing in. You're talking about where the big men were still utilized a lot more when we're talking about clogging the lane and them, some of the big men being the vocal points of the offense. You still had like Shaquille O'Neal, who he faced in the finals. He was one of the vocal points of the offense besides Kobe Bryant, just to use an example. Okay, and you know, it's just when Brian Windhorst, you know, he brings up stuff about AI not being able to score, things of that nature, it just makes me laugh. You know, but we also have to highlight what this man did and just to make a case for him. We have to realize that we're talking about a 4-time leading scorer. You want to sit up in here and bring up Joel Embiid while he might have led in scoring or whatnot and got MVPs or whatever, but he hasn't gotten us to a finals yet. Okay, and until he does, and until he at least gets us to an Eastern Conference finals, I'm always going to hold him to that. If you want to sit here and compare him to a Joel Embiid or whatnot, and not to mention that Joel Embiid is how many inches taller than AI, how much more broader he is than AI, and how much more he can oppose his will with his size. So come on, you have to put stuff in its proper context. Then on top of that, you're saying that his scoring efficiency is valued very highly in today's NBA. Listen, if that was the case, you still wouldn't have these shot jackers such as a Dame Lillard, okay, such as a Luka Doncic, such as a Trae Young, from who's known to shot jack, and like I said, to a lesser degree, Jason Tatum. Like I said, Jason Tatum has improved, okay, but to put the icing on the cake and close the casting on this whole little argument right now, what made up for AI's inefficiency was the fact that he was able to get 20K points, and he also was able to be still, despite all of that, still be a leading scorer, which was very tough to do in that era when you're talking about, the defense, the type of defense that was played. And listen, the defense probably wasn't as stiff as the 80s, but, nevertheless, it was still tough defenses, back then, and more tougher than today's defense now. But like I said, man, it's always good for, a healthy debate. It's always good to, wonder if AI would actually score 43. Some people said 50, like the homie Cypress. He said AI would score, at least 50. I say, just realistically, probably his average would probably go up maybe, I say around like 6 points. So, probably about like 39, so I'm just being realistic, But hey, we'll always wonder. But he nevertheless, it doesn't take anything away from him. He's a phenomenal scorer. Like I said, man, y'all stay locked in. I'm still coming with some more. Make sure y'all like the video, share, subscribe. Also hit the notifications so that you are notified. Shout out to the whole Lions Den basketball as well as boxing community. And also go ahead and sub to the brother Cypress TV. Make sure that you sub to his channel too as well. Until then, it's straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I'll get at you later.